Hey there, ever feel like worry's got you pinned down? Like a weight on your chest you just can't shake? You're not alone. Millions of us battle these feelings every single day. It's tough to focus, tough to sleep, tough to even breathe sometimes. But here's the good news. You don't have to live this way. There's a path out, a way to break free from the grip of worry and anxiety. It's not about ignoring your problems. It's about facing them head on, armed with the right tools and strategies. Think of your mental health like a garden. Worry is like a weed. Left unchecked, it grows out of control, choking the life out of everything else. But just like any good gardener, you can learn to manage those weeds, to cultivate peace and tranquility in their place. That's what we're diving into today. We're going to give you the tools to reclaim your peace of mind, to live a life where worry doesn't hold you hostage. This isn't some magic cure, no overnight fix. It takes effort, it takes practice, but I promise you it's worth it. The freedom you'll find on the other side, the lightness in your heart, the clarity in your mind, it's life-changing. So are you ready to ditch the worry and step into a brighter, more peaceful you? Let's get started. Let's be real, we all worry sometimes, right? It's a natural human response. But when worry becomes chronic, a constant shadow hanging over everything you do, it starts to take a real toll. We're talking about your health, your relationships, your career, your overall enjoyment of life. Worry has this sneaky way of seeping into every nook and cranny, draining the joy out of even the simplest things. Remember that garden we talked about? Well, chronic worry is like a drought. It sucks the moisture, the life force, right out of you. You feel drained, exhausted, like you're running on fumes. And the worst part? It doesn't actually solve anything. In fact, it often makes things worse. You see, worry triggers your body's stress response. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your muscles tense up. You're in a constant state of fight or flight, even when there's no real danger present. Over time, this chronic stress wreaks havoc on your physical health. We're talking about headaches, digestive problems, insomnia, weakened immune system, even an increased risk of heart disease. And let's not forget about the mental and emotional toll. Constant worry can lead to anxiety disorders, depression, and a general sense of hopelessness. It's like being trapped in a dark room, your thoughts swirling out of control. Here's the thing about worry. It loves company. It feeds on itself, creating a vicious cycle that can be tough to break free from. You worry about something, which makes you feel anxious. That anxiety makes it hard to sleep, focus, or enjoy your day. Then, because you're exhausted and on edge, you worry even more. It's like being stuck on a hamster wheel, running and running but getting nowhere. The more you worry, the worse you feel, and the worse you feel, the more you worry. It's a recipe for misery. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay trapped in that cycle. There's a way out, a way to reclaim your peace of mind and start living a life free from chronic worry. It starts by understanding the problem, recognizing the hold that worry has on you. And that's exactly what we're doing here. By shining a light on the negative impact of worry, we're taking the first step towards breaking free. Remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of people struggle with worry and anxiety, and there is hope. Overcoming worry is a journey, and it all starts with taking that first step. All right, so we know worry is causing trouble, but how do we fight something if we don't know what we're dealing with? It's like shadow boxing. Lots of energy spent, but hitting nothing but air. We got to bring that worry into the light, give it a name, a face. What is it specifically that's got you all twisted up in knots? Is it work, money, relationships, health? Sometimes the answer is obvious, smacks you right in the face. Other times it's buried deeper, lurking in the shadows of your mind, but trust me, it's there. And once you identify it, you've taken the first step towards conquering it. Section 2, the Worry Journal. Now, how do we do this? One powerful tool is a worry journal. Yeah, I know, sounds kind of touchy-feely, right? But stick with me here. Get yourself a notebook or use your phone, whatever works for you. Every time you feel that familiar knot of worry tightening in your gut, write it down. What's the worry? When did it pop up? What were you doing? It doesn't have to be War and Peace. Just a quick note to yourself. The act of writing it down, of externalizing it, takes away some of its power. Plus, it creates a record you can track and analyze. Section 3. Patterns and triggers. And that's where the magic happens. As you fill your worry journal, you'll start to notice patterns, recurring themes, and triggers. Maybe you always worry about work on Sunday nights, or money problems rear their ugly head after checking your bank balance. These patterns and triggers are like breadcrumbs, leading you back to the source of your worry. Once you know what sets you off, you can start to develop strategies to manage those situations, to break the cycle of worry before it even begins. Section 4. Knowledge is power. Identifying the source of your worry is like flipping on the light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see what you're dealing with. It's no longer this amorphous, undefined monster lurking in the shadows. It has a name, a face, a reason for being there. And that knowledge, my friends, is power. It empowers you to take control, to choose how you respond, to find solutions. Remember, worry thrives on the unknown. By shining a light on it, you rob it of its power. Okay, so we've identified the source of our worry. We've shined a light on that monster lurking in the shadows. But here's the thing, sometimes the monster is us, or rather, the monster is the way we think. You see, our minds are powerful things. They can be our greatest allies, but also our worst enemies. And when we're trapped in a cycle of worry, it's often because we're letting our negative thoughts run wild. We imagine worst-case scenarios, we catastrophize, we tell ourselves we're not good enough, smart enough, strong enough, and guess what? Our bodies believe everything our minds tell them. Think of your mind like a courtroom. The negative thoughts, those are the prosecutors. They're loud, they're insistent, they've got a whole case built on fear and doubt. And if we're not careful, we let them sway the jury, our subconscious mind. But here's the key. We don't have to let them win. We have the power to cross-examine those negative thoughts, to challenge their evidence, to present a counter-argument. We can ask ourselves, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have to support it? What's a more realistic, more helpful way to look at this situation? This is called reframing. It's about taking those negative thoughts captive and flipping the script. Instead of focusing on the worst that could happen, what if we focused on the best, or at least a more balanced perspective? For example, let's say you're worried about an upcoming presentation. The negative thought might be, I'm going to completely bomb this, everyone will think I'm an idiot. But what if we reframe that thought? What if we said, I'm well prepared, I've practiced my material, and even if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. I'll do my best, and that's all that matters. Section 4. From fear to power. See the difference? Reframing doesn't mean denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the positive, the possible, the empowering. It's about taking those negative thoughts that were once holding us back and turning them into fuel for growth. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose our thoughts, and in doing so, we choose our reality. Section 1. Finding your calm amidst the storm. All right, we've identified our worries, challenged those pesky negative thoughts. Now, let's talk about building your inner sanctuary, a place of peace you can access no matter what chaos is swirling around you. Life's gonna throw curveballs, that's a given. But we don't have to get swept away by every wave of worry that crashes over us. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques, these are your life rafts, your anchors in the storm. They're not about pretending everything's perfect, they're about equipping yourself to weather the storms with grace and resilience. Think of it like training for a marathon. You're building mental and emotional stamina. Section 2. The power of now. Mindfulness. It's a buzzword these days, right? But don't let that fool you, this stuff is ancient wisdom, tried and true. It's about bringing your awareness to the present moment without judgment. Easier said than done, right? Our minds love to race ahead, rehashing the past, worrying about the future. Mindfulness is about gently guiding your attention back to the here and now. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, feel? Engage your senses. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. It's about finding a moment of stillness amidst the constant chatter of your mind. Section 3. Breathe in, worry out. And speaking of breath, let's talk about the simplest yet most powerful relaxation technique you have at your disposal: deep breathing. Sounds basic, right? But trust me, this is a game changer. When we're stressed or anxious, our breath becomes shallow, rapid. Deep breathing, it's like hitting the reset button on your nervous system. It sends a signal to your body that it's safe to relax. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you'd like. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Hold for a count of 4, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat. Section 4. Your relaxation toolkit. Deep breathing is just one tool in your relaxation toolkit. There's a whole arsenal of techniques out there waiting to be explored. Meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, yoga, tai chi, even just spending time in nature. Experiment, find what works for you. Maybe it's a 10-minute guided meditation in the morning or a walk in the park after work. The key is to make relaxation a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Remember, just like any skill, mindfulness and relaxation take practice. Be patient with yourself and celebrate the small victories. Section 1. From worry to action. All right, we've identified our worries, challenged those negative thoughts, and even found some inner peace. But here's the thing, peace ain't a spectator sport. It's not enough to just sit around meditating all day, waiting for the worries to disappear. We gotta take action, folks. Turn that worry energy into something productive, something that moves us forward. See, worry loves to keep us stuck, paralyzed by fear and indecision. But action is the antidote. Every step we take, no matter how small, chips away at that wall of worry. Lets in a little more light, a little more hope. Now I know what you're thinking. Action? That's a big word, pal. My to-do list is already longer than a CVS receipt. Where am I gonna find the time, the energy for all this action? And hey, I get it. We're not talking about climbing Mount Everest here. Start small, my friends. Break down those big, scary goals into bite-sized, manageable steps. Instead of saying, I gotta find a new job, how about I'm gonna update my resume today, one step at a time. You'll be surprised how quickly those small steps add up to big changes. Here's another secret weapon in the fight against worry: focus. Not just any focus, but laser-like focus on what you can control. See, worry loves to dwell on the what-ifs, the maybes, the things we have absolutely no power over. But here's the liberating truth: we can't control everything. The weather, the stock market, what your weird neighbor decides to do with their lawn gnome collection. Some things are just outside our jurisdiction. So what can we control? Our thoughts, our actions, our attitude. Focus your energy there. It's like putting up a mental fence, keeping those stray worries from trampling all over your peace of mind. Overcoming worry, it ain't a sprint, my friends, it's a marathon. There'll be good days and bad days, moments of doubt, times when you want to throw in the towel and surrender to the worry monster. But remember this, you've got this. You're stronger than you think. And every time you choose action over inaction, courage over fear, you're building mental muscle, proving to yourself that you're capable of anything. So lace up those sneakers, take a deep breath, and let's get moving. The path to a worry-free life awaits, one step at a time. So, there you have it, folks. 4 powerful steps to break free from the grip of worry and anxiety. We've covered a lot of ground, from identifying the source of your worry to challenging negative thoughts, from mastering the art of mindfulness to taking action like a boss. Remember that garden we talked about? Well, think of these 4 steps as your gardening tools. They're the trowel, the pruning shears, the fertilizer, and the watering can you need to cultivate a peaceful, joyful, and fulfilling life. It's not about eradicating worry completely, because let's face it, that's about as likely as finding a parking spot right in front of your favorite deli at lunchtime. It's about changing your relationship with worry, learning to manage it, to keep it from taking over the whole darn garden. Overcoming worry, it's a journey, not a destination. There'll be bumps in the road, detours, maybe even the occasional wrong turn. But that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, one step at a time. Remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of us are right here with you, cheering you on every step of the way. And hey, if you stumble, if the worry monster tries to drag you back into its cave, don't beat yourself up about it. We've all been there. Just dust yourself off, take a deep breath, and remember the tools you have at your disposal. You've got this. The power to live a calmer, more peaceful, and joyful life is within you. All you gotta do is claim it. Now, go out there and start living your best, most worry-free life. I believe in you.